Hi everybody, it's Jenny, and today I'm sharing another project using the January box of the month from Not Too Shabby. You can find the link to the box of the month in the description box below. That'll take you to the Not Too Shabby shop. And be sure to stick around till the end to see how you can have a chance to win one of the items I'll be creating in today's video. And so to get started, I'm going to be using the two paper pads along with the coordinating ephemera for each to repurpose some empty Tic Tac containers into embellished Happy Mail shaker mixes. So I'm going to embellish 3 containers for each collection, starting with the Somebody Loves Me. And I went through the ephemera and picked out some pieces that fit pretty well on each container. And I also used the stamp set called Love is in the Air to heat emboss 3 different sentiments onto some black cardstock with white embossing powder. Next, I'm going to measure my container to get a rough idea of the size I want to trim down my paper to. And then I'm going to flip through the paper pad and pick out 3 different patterns, one for each container. So I trimmed down a piece of the pattern paper and fitted around the Tic Tac container, and then ended up trimming it down some more, and the size came out to 3 9/16 by 1 7/16. And then once I had that trimmed out, I went ahead and fit it around the top of my container and then used that piece as my template for the rest of the containers. Next, I trimmed out a strip from each of the pattern papers to a 1/2 inch by 4 3/4 so that I could wrap it around the bottom of each container. Next, I'm going to use some double-sided tape to attach my pattern papers to each of the containers, but I'm only going to tape down one side at this time so I can leave the lid open to add my sequin mixes. And you might also notice that roll of pink tulle that I have there on my desk, but I don't end up using that. So instead of the tool, I went ahead and brought in some crepe paper, which is just a roll of pink streamers. And I'm just folding that up a couple times to get a longer piece. And then I cut it in half so that the width will fit around the Tic Tac box between the two pieces of cardstock. And then I attached a long piece of double-sided tape and removed the release paper and then started folding it over on itself. And then I kept doing that until I had a piece that was about 4 3/4 long so that I could wrap it around the Tic Tac box. Once I have my crepe paper attached, I brought in some pink and white baker's twine and wrapped that around a couple times and tied a bow to hold it in place. I also used a little dot of hot glue to keep the baker's twine in place, and then went ahead and did the same thing for the other two containers and set them aside. For the second set of Tic Tac boxes, I went ahead and did the same thing, bringing in the hashtag BFF stamp set for the sentiments. Then I flipped through the Best Friends paper pad to get the cardstock I wanted to use. So I went ahead and repeated the same process for each of these, except I used different color coordinating crepe paper. So for these I used blue, and for the baker's twine I used some gold and white. So for the piece of ephemera on the middle Tic Tac box you see there, I really liked the way that looked, but it was just a little too big. So I found another image in the ephemera set and just fussy cut that down, and it fit much better on the container. And next I'm going to be creating a coordinating sequin mix for each of the collections, starting with the Somebody Loves Me. And I'm going to be using a bunch of different pieces from my stash, some clay pieces, sequins, iridescent pieces, some little pearls, and I'm just gonna mix those up until I get a mix that I like. Once my mix is complete, I'm going to go ahead and divvy that up between the 3 containers. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing, creating a second mix that coordinates with the Best Friends collection. Once I have all my containers filled, I can finish attaching my pattern papers and gluing on my ephemera pieces and sentiments. I used tiny dots of liquid glue so it didn't smear too much when I slid it underneath the baker's twine, and then I added more adhesive or hot glue to secure it in place once I had it where I liked it. And here's my first container with everything secured and in place. And then I just went ahead and did that for the remaining containers. Here they all are, finished and super cute. I love how they turned out, and if you like them too, you can have a chance to win one just by leaving a like and a comment on this video. And then in 1 week, I will go ahead and pick 6 random people and I will send one to you. I really had a lot of fun making these, and especially trying to come up with a sequin mix that I thought represented each of these collections. For more information regarding this giveaway, you can check the description box below. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!